What credit score should I have if I want to get approved for 50K in business credit?
All right, so 50K, I would say that's baseline, definitely doable. I would say whether you are a brand new LLC, so I don't have much context on the situation. So whether you're a brand new LLC or an existing LLC, you should be able to get 50K, even if it's just to start out. Maybe some business credit cards, right? Your personal credit profile, though, off the bat, no late payments. I'm gonna give you like the obvious: no late payments, no bankruptcies, no repos. Some people say in the last 24 months. I don't want to see it. Period. Again, we're trying to set you up to win. We don't want to have like the bare minimum. Hey, what's the bare minimum that I need to know? We want to set you up to win. And so nothing negative on your file. The one thing that I can say is that if you do have a collection that you may be paid, or if you do have a charge off that you may be paid, and it doesn't come off, just make sure that on your credit report, it does show that it's settled for less, because that does have less of an impact, assuming you can't get that off of your credit completely. I always recommend that you try to wipe it off and clean it as best as you can. But if you can't, at least have it say that, because that does have less weight on the underwriting file where it's settled for less, right? So it'll typically say the debt was 46,000, you may be settled for 30, as an example, right? In terms of accounts, let's talk about how many accounts you want to have. So if a underwriter is looking at your file, they're typically looking at a mix, but more importantly, they're looking at financial accounts that come issued from a bank. They're not going to be as impressed, or I'd say as swayed for credit profile that has a ton of authorized users. So if you have your personal credit profile, and look, I've been there before. Like dad hooked me up, helping me build out my personal credit profile back when I was building my stuff up. But you don't want to have more than two, right? From there, you just want to use that kind of like a springboard to get your own stuff. So max two authorized users. I've seen accounts where it looks like it's like a 700 something credit score and they have five authorized users. Banks don't want to see that. They want to see primary accounts, which are accounts that are attached to your name, that you are the primary account holder on. That means that you physically applied for it. You physically had to run your own credit. You physically ran through the process, and you're not just piggybacking off of someone else. So no more than two authorized users. And then again, you want it to be bank issued cards. So that's Bank of America, that's Wells Fargo, that's Chase, that's Citi, a local credit union, Elon Financial. Those are bank issued. Don't worry so much about the tier just yet, but you want to start moving away if maybe you just have accounts that were issued by maybe Macy's or like store accounts. Those aren't necessarily going to serve you for the type of funding that you're looking for. So at least five accounts, revolving accounts. Again, that could be credit cards, that can be HELOCs, that can be a PLOC, personal line of credit, on the personal side, and an average of 3,000 or more. Remember, I'm just giving you baseline. $3,000 or more average for each of those accounts. The higher up that goes, the better. And then second to last is age, at least 4 years or older on an average collection of all the accounts. And then lastly, and this is probably the most important, payment history and payment utilization is going to make up 65% of your score. So you want to be diligent about making your payments on time. And if you're carrying a balance right now because you're not, necessarily planning on going into a funding round, just know that when you do decide to go into a funding round, assuming you haven't been processing everything through business credit cards, I'm assuming you're maybe just starting out, you want to get your utilization down under 20%.